Sign up now.
Rich Eisen here. Hiring for your small business can feel like a full-time job, but LinkedIn Jobs AI Assistant takes the heavy lifting out of it. It filters applicants based on the criteria you set and suggests 25 great fit candidates daily, so you can invite them to apply and keep things moving. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's Daily Update on Bama Sports, and it's brought to you by Vector Security Champions Lane, the best pregame fan fest in college football. For more information, visit championslane.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Here are post-game thoughts from Alabama head coach Christy Curry following Alabama's win and its SEC home opener on Sunday against Arkansas.
I think the response was pretty evident. It was with great character and energy, and I'm so proud of them. I do want to say this, what an amazing crowd, and thank you to the Stillman Band for showing up for us today. They are big time, and it says a lot about those students to come over and do this for us, and it means the world to us to have a band in the stands. So thank you to Stillman and our amazing crowd. What a great crowd on Alumni Day. It's great to have Coach Moody and Miss Sandra in the house and so many former players, and just what a great day.
Well, I know you're hoping for a similar crowd against Kentucky on Thursday. I'm sure you're just now starting to get into the weeds with that matchup, but they just pulled off a big win at LSU a few nights ago. They're a good team. What do you want the focus to be leading up to that matchup on Thursday?
We're just going to have to play exceptional.
I'll have more in a moment.
Tide fans, are you ready for game day in Tuscaloosa? Don't miss the ultimate pregame experience this season at Vector Security Champions Lane, opening 4 hours before each home game. This fan fest has everything you need to get pumped for kickoff. Located next to the Walk of Champions, you'll enjoy live music, player autographs, the best food trucks from all over Alabama, and ice-cold beer in our Legends Lounge beer garden, where there's never a cover charge. Check out championslane.com each week for the latest updates. Roll Tide!
If you missed last night's edition of Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show, catch it on demand on the Alabama Insider podcast, as well as a video stream replay on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Vector Security Champions Lane. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Hey, this is Chad Watts from Firefly Marine. I want to tell you about the largest fishing expo in state history in Coleman on January 16th through the 18th. Shop hundreds of vendors and stop by our booth to check out our new Torchlight products. For more information about this expo, go to ultimatefishingexpo.com. The largest fishing expo in state history in Coleman on January 16th through the 18th.
Cheering on your favorite team can really work up an appetite. When you're ready to fill up, head straight to Cheeseburger Bobby's for one of their 2 great fall specials. First, Bobby's Grand Slam with 2 fresh hand-breaded chicken tenders, 2 mozzarella sticks, cheeseburger slider, fries, and drink, just $13. Or choose Bobby's Mexicana Burger, just $9.99, or the meal, just $14.99. This week, get $50 worth of delicious Cheeseburger Bobby's food for just $25 with our zone deal. Order online at cheeseburgerbobbies.com.
Attention, may I have the camp's attention?
Your home of the college football playoffs.
Playoffs?
Is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Playoffs?
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
All right, right out of the gate, as a lifelong, struggling Atlanta Falcon fan, can you please do the right thing? Baltimore has given you a present right now. Come on, Falcons. Come on, do the right thing. For those that don't know, Adam Schefter reporting that John Harbaugh has been relieved of his duties for the Baltimore Ravens. It's right there for the taking, Falcons. Now, I don't know if he wants the job or not, but goodness gracious. I just thank you to Baltimore for he is not going to be in the unemployment line very, very long at all. I'm just hoping. And the other news regarding the Atlanta Falcons before we jump into college football. Incidentally, this is The Drive. Appreciate you listening in. As it's been so frustrating being a lifelong Falcon fan, where all you have to say is 28-3, either that or Eugene Robinson. I mean, those are the two biggest moments in Falcon history. This could potentially be in Wes Neighbors. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, very well.
I want the Falcons.
Oh, didn't they just hire somebody new last year?
It was two years ago. And Raheem Morris interviewed for the Titans job, I think, yesterday. Raheem was with the Falcons.
I got you.
With the Titans.
It'd make too much sense, Steve. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I just can't believe they fired him. I mean, after
18 years.
A field goal kicker missed a kick. The quarterback was hurt all year.
Yep.
And last year almost the whole team was hurt at one time.
That's right.
So I think it's a huge mistake. Just like when the Titans fired
Fisher, or which one? Vrabel. Vrabel.
What? I mean, look at him now. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
These people, these owners, I mean, don't confuse money with brains. I mean, because most of the people that own the different NFL franchises are all inherited.
Yeah. On this level, you're exactly right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess the Washington Redskins guy, or excuse me, Washington Commanders.
Well, what? Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and I really wanted to start with what's over your left shoulder. I was mesmerized with the FCS championship game last night that went into overtime. Illinois State, Montana State. That was such a great game. Nashville was the perfect place to host it, and the energy, I could feel it through the screen as well. Montana State won in overtime, by the way, but nonetheless, it was a great game. And there for a minute, it looked like Montana State was about to pull away. But that was a great game. You got college basketball coming up tonight in the SEC. You got a total of 4 games with South Carolina at LSU, Georgia at Florida, Texas at Tennessee. It's interesting, as well as Texas A&M at Auburn. And some news came out of the Auburn world. Where is my email? This is how Auburn puts it. This is a release from Auburn football. Auburn football signs electrifying quarterback Byram Brown. He is a transfer from South Florida, as most of the transfers have been. But, I mean, there's not – we saw a boatload come over from James Madison to Indiana. So now we're seeing a boatload come over from South Florida to Auburn. There is certainly room on that roster for the Auburn Tigers, but we'll see how things shake out. But the transfer portal is ever so populated. And back on January 1st, didn't have time to play this yesterday, Nick Saban has a New Year's resolution. And actually what he said on January 1st kind of happened. This is why I wanted to play it.
You need to change the calendar.
Okay.
So chaos in college football starts tomorrow. The portal opens. There's already been 120 starters say they're getting in the portal from, big Power 4 schools.
Wow.
So what happens if Ole Miss wins and Oregon wins? So Oregon's got 2 coordinators trying to take guys from their team to their team and guys from other teams to their team.
Yep.
And Ole Miss has got 6 coaches going to LSU trying to take guys to LSU from their team, but they got to play a game.
Right.
So now, is that chaos or is that chaos?
Yeah,
so
totally.
This whole college football calendar needs to change. That would be my New Year's resolution.
But I've heard that. Besides you, who do we go to with that?
Well, I don't think there's anybody in authority in college football except the conference commissioners. Right. So if they can't get together on it,
they won't.
You're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to be sort of having their own self-interest, in mind.
On agenda.
Yeah. But unless they make the portal in May, which I've said before, to kind of match up with the academic calendar, change spring practice till after that, so that you can get your team together and work over the summer, just like an NFL team does. They don't have their team together until after the draft, after free agency. It's May. So do the same thing in college football, and you wouldn't have these issues with coaches changing jobs because everybody could finish the season with their team, which is what's best for the players.
That's right.
That's number one, because it'd be no hurry, because now there's a hurry because all these recruiting, the calendar is hurry up and get a coach, or you can't take advantage of an early signing date, and you can't take advantage of the portal.
What is the procedure, though, for getting it done? I mean, you've been part of rules changes in the past, and how do you go about getting the movement started to get some of these things implemented?
The NCAA doesn't seem to be in control of the way things are happening right now, and I think if we're going to change things in college football, we've got to get Congress to have some kind of antitrust legislation, because the NCAA can't enforce their own rules. So even if they tried to change this, somebody might sue them, and they might not be able to do it. That's how we got where we are right now.
That is what Nick Saban had to say back on January 1st for his New Year's resolution. Calendar-wise, it does make a little bit more sense to separate things. And I know we've kind of gone over this a little bit, Wes, but moving back spring practice to May rather than late February, March.
How does that work when people graduate from college is over the 1st of May?
Yeah.
First week of May, that didn't work. You're out of school.
So
Nobody's in school.
Lining up the calendar so that way you could focus on your practice.
That makes it, nobody's going to do that.
You don't think that's going to happen?
No, zero chances of that happening. Why? Because nobody's going to be in school. You're going to be practicing. That's your 3 weeks off of the whole year. Now you want to practice? What's wrong with you?
It wasn't me. That's Nick Saban that you're yelling at. But that's his suggestion to fix the calendar for college football. Moving on. Coming up on the program today, Rick Neuheisel going to join us in hour number 2. Talk about Final Four. Talk about his new job. Yeah. We talk about coach. Well, he is a renegade. Well, we've always known he was a renegade, but he is now the head coach of the Dallas Renegades. And we'll talk to Coach about his new gig there with the Dallas Renegades. And coming up, though, on the other side of our first time out, a story came out from the Knoxville News-Sentinel. Adam Sparks writing on the possibility that Ty Simpson could go into the transfer portal and end up as a Tennessee Volunteer.
Yeah, he could do anything. So anything's possible. That's not happening, though. We all know that. He's either going pro or he's staying.
Well, remember, he was, of course, ties to that state with his dad, with UT Martin.
Well, he's from that state.
Yeah, and initially, strong pull towards Tennessee. Then the Jeremy Pruitt stuff happened, and Nick Saban said, come on down. And when Nick Saban...
So where's Ty's brothers going to school?
Is it Alabama?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine he might go into the transfer portal too.
Yeah, well, that's just all this is that's clickbait, Steve. That's all it is. You listen to what Ty says. He's staying in Alabama or going to the NFL.
Well, we'll talk to Adam Sparks about in the potential of Joey Aguilar coming back as well for another season. That is still kind of up in the air. But get Adam Sparks' temperature on the Tennessee football program as a whole. But that story that came out this afternoon, at least popped on my radar, and wanted to get Adam on just to chat over the Vol program there with Adam Sparks. So that comes up next. If you happen to be on hold, Johnny and Ted, we'll get right to you after we hear from Adam Sparks. It's The Drive here on a Tuesday. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
It's an amazing time in our industry. Things are changing so rapidly. With digital signatures and workflow software, we help our customers work from anywhere. This helps you save time and money and upgrade your technology. Like I said, it's an amazing time to watch our customers grow and succeed.
Just ask anyone. The Lion Group.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, Managing Partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero.
in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We've got the college football playoffs covered for you beginning on Thursday and Friday from ESPN Radio. First up, it'll be Ole Miss and Miami, as they'll put that one in Phoenix or Glendale, wherever it is. And then in downtown Atlanta, an all Big Ten affair. I mean, it's a historic rivalry in the Big Ten between Oregon and Indiana there in Atlanta. We'll have it covered for you. Transfer portal open. A lot of business being taking place right now. Tennessee has already gotten quite a few out of the transfer portal, but they're waiting on some certain pieces. And it's always fun to talk some Vol football with Adam Sparks from the Knoxville News Sentinel. How are you, Adam?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing real well. It's I know a little bit of a thud there in the Music City Bowl on how that season ended, but I mean, what was there any big takeaways of what you took out of that final bowl game for Tennessee, Adam?
That they are missing some pieces. We kind of knew that anyway, but I think some of those things were just emphasized in that game. They need a lot of pieces on defense. The season was over, I would say, about a month and a half before that. They were waning down the stretch. They fired their defensive coordinator. We knew more firings were coming on Josh Heupel's staff after that. We knew they'd be most likely looking for a new quarterback, and just all those, a lot of those shortcomings just sort of came to fruition in that Music City Bowl.
So there is nothing new in regards of because you're probably hearing more than I am, Adam, on the rampant speculation that Joey's coming back for one more year.
Well, I mean, if the NCAA gives him a waiver to play, sure, but they haven't. There's a federal lawsuit in federal court that was first filed by Diego Pavia more than a year ago. There's been nothing has happened in that. There's no new hearings scheduled. So, I mean, just to clue people in, Joey Aguilar, Tennessee's quarterback, he's part of the Diego Pavia case in that he played junior college for a number of years, junior college ball, and the lawsuit against the NCAA is trying to make it to where junior college seasons don't count as part of your NCAA eligibility. So only your eligibility at NCAA schools would count. Well, Joey Aguilar played 3 seasons in FBS and NCAA, 2 at App State, 1 at Tennessee. Now he's 24 years old. He spent three plus years at junior colleges. So, NCAA saying that counts, you're done. And him and a number of others are saying, we should get another season at an NCAA school, which would be his 4th. If that goes through, then, he can play another season. Tennessee would love to have him back. But the transfer portal's open, and Tennessee can't just sit around and wait and hope that something happens in that court case. So they're actively looking for quarterbacks right now.
And that leads into what I read here this afternoon, what made me just text you, and I certainly appreciate you hopping on why Alabama's quarterback Ty Simpson would transfer to Tennessee. Tell us what you know about this potential story, Adam.
Well, I mean, Ty Simpson has essentially 3 options here. Number one is declare for the NFL draft. If he's looking into what's called the College Advisory Committee. That's what the NFL has set up to give you an assessment of what round you would probably be drafted in, especially if you're a first round pick. And so he's looking into that. If he gets a first round projection, a first round grade, I think he'll absolutely go into the draft. If he gets less than that, a second round grade, I think it's more likely that he would come back and play his final season of college ball. So that's one option. The second option would be he comes back and he plays one more season at Alabama, I think everything that I understand from talking to people down there is that Kalen DeBoer would love to have him back for one more season if that happened. But then the third option would be he doesn't go in the draft, he comes back to college, but he plays somewhere else. He goes into the portal and plays elsewhere. Now you say, why would that happen if Kalen DeBoer would be happy to have him come back? Well, if it happened, it would be because of money. A number of schools I know have been interested in what Ty Simpson is going to do, because if he did announce that he was coming back for a year, he would get a lot of offers. And in fact, there's been a number of offers from a number of schools I know that have floated out there that if he makes himself available, he could snag one of those, and they would absolutely be more than Alabama, I think, would be willing to pay. Tennessee would be one of those. I think Oregon probably would. I think Miami would be one of those. That's not to say that Ty Simpson would necessarily entertain them, but I think you would have to ask yourself, how much more money would it take for him to play at another school? If another school paid $1 million more than Alabama, would he do that? $2 million more than Alabama, would he go? So that's the question. I think the most likely scenario is that he goes into the draft. This is a very thin draft pool for quarterbacks this year. Yeah. Mendoza at Indiana, the Oregon quarterback, Dante Moore is probably going to go. And I think Ty Simpson would probably be the third quarterback. And some years I think he would not get a first-round grade, but this year I think he probably would. And if he does, I think he goes.
What the story in particular, Peter Webb, his sports agent, it is a crystal ball. We don't know a lot, but this money. I mean, the fact that Texas Tech just got through spending $5 million on a quarterback, that this is insanity, Adam.
So let me ask you this, Adam: isn't there supposed to be a $20 million or $21 million cap on what you can promise people? I get NIL's different, but how can you promise an NIL deal to somebody?
Third parties. So
right, but that's not supposed to be happening, right? I mean, I get third party, like yeah, that's not. I know it's funny because but that's what's supposed to be happening, right?
Yeah. A school cannot promise third party money to a recruit or a transfer prospect. They cannot guarantee it. They can't bring you in for a visit, a recruit or a transfer on a visit, and say, "Hey, we're going to pay you $2 million, but hey, wink, wink, this collective over here is going to pay you $2 million more, so you're going to get $4 million." You're not allowed to do that, to guarantee that. Now, your agent, the ways around this is two third-party entities get together. So the agent, sometimes it's like the former high school coach of the player or the uncle or whatever. But usually these days, it's the agent of the player talks to someone in a collective or a booster or somebody with another school. So you have two third-party entities talking to each other. Now, there are rules around that too, but it's just, it's a little harder to enforce. I mean, it's kind of funny that this goes down the same way that coaching searches go. You ask a coach, "Hey, if you talk to so-and-so school about the job," they say no. Well, the truth is their agent
is doing all the talking.
Right. To a search firm at that school. So, no, we didn't talk, but my people talk to their people. And that's sort of how it goes with players now.
The overall, and by the way, you mentioned about the change at DC there for the Vols, and getting Coach Knowles, I felt like that was a big home run. Not that I thought Tim Banks was awful there at Tennessee. What made that change necessary, you think, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, it could be good. Jim Knowles is, if you rank defensive coordinators in college football, he's probably top 3, I'd say. Well respected, won a national title at Ohio State, was great at Oklahoma State, on down the line. They needed a change for a number of reasons. I don't think it's just the scheme, though. The perception of Tennessee this last year, it's weird to say this, but perception of Tennessee football this last year was finesse and soft. They were not physical up front, physical enough on either side of the ball, but certainly weren't physical enough on defense. So they had to have sort of an attitude adjustment. That's going to come with the new strength coach, which Josh Heupel fired his longtime strength coach. He's bringing in another one here in the next couple weeks. But getting Jim Knowles was just trying to put a new face on the defense. They got to be nastier. They got to be more physical. The scheme needed to be changed a little bit. And, Josh Heupel, I think, hit a crossroads that, either things need to get better or he could find himself on the hot seat in the next season or the season after that one. He got to the playoff a year ago, and, you guys know as well as I do, in the SEC, once you show that you're a playoff team, you better get there or get close to there every year after that.
But wouldn't you say that whoever was hiring was handling Nico really cost the University of Tennessee a bunch of money and a bunch of time and a bunch of treasure time and the quarterback came, and I think everybody we talked to before the season said, hey, if Tennessee has a winning season, it'll be a good season after all that happened. And really, Tennessee was really, really good, in my opinion. I mean, they should have beat Georgia, missed field goal.
Yeah.
They played awesome Alabama till the pick six, and then didn't play back. I mean, in other words, they were in every game and fighting. I didn't think that I thought the last game was ugly, but they were missing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that Tennessee.
Do you mean the Vandy game or the Music City Bowl?
The Music City Bowl.
Okay.
Where they had a bunch of people hurt. But, the Vanderbilt fourth quarter was awful.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I mean, expectations change, especially with the fan base, throughout the season. I told a number of fans before the season, you should be reasonably happy with 8-4 considering the quarterback situation, but your ceiling is probably 9-3. And they got to 8-4. They lost the bowl game, but they got to 8-4. And a lot of fans said, I can't believe this team was only 8-4. Well, 8-4 was fine back in August.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But when you nearly beat Georgia, should have beat Georgia, fans say, well, this is an 11-win team. And I will say, after the Georgia game, I thought they were maybe going to be a playoff team because I thought they'd probably beat Oklahoma. Tennessee had a very soft schedule this year. I thought they would maybe get there, but that was actually the ceiling, the loss to Georgia, and things went down from there. I mean, they led the SEC in scoring. Joey Aguilar was really good. There was a lot of things to like about this team, but one thing they didn't like was defense, and that's why a lot of those coaches got fired on that side of the ball.
I'm glad you brought up the Oklahoma game because I've watched it a couple of times, and the only way I describe that is weird. It's the only thing I can come up with just because both times I've watched it, I keep waiting for Tennessee to make that one play where it felt like the better team didn't win that game.
Yeah, and that was a game where I think, fans that are pondering, whether or not Joey Aguilar can come back, they point to a game like that or the 99-yard pick six in the Alabama game as sort of indications that Joey Aguilar was a great story. Everybody here is grateful that he came and sort of salvaged what could have been an awful season into a solid season. But some fans are kind of happy to move on because they thought, he sort of hit his peak. And in the Oklahoma game, I mean, that was a really good team and a good defense. He threw 2 picks that he should not have thrown. Alabama, really good team. Through a pick six that was
but that ball was tipped. You know that, right?
And say that again.
That ball was tipped.
I wrote a whole big piece after that game that I think the error was actually Josh Heupel. He came out in a run-only formation and then threw the ball, and Kalen DeBoer obviously was not fooled at all. There were no timeouts, and they were near the goal line. They had to throw the ball. So
Josh Heupel I thought they should have kicked a field goal 3 plays ago.
Yeah, well, I would have he had 9 seconds left, take 2 shots in the end zone from the 2-yard line, and if you don't make it, then you kick a field goal. But that was Josh Heupel's error more than Joey Aguilar's. I wrote a lot about that at the time. But Joey Aguilar may have hit his ceiling, and I think Tennessee hit their ceiling. Tennessee was 0-7 against FBS teams with, 7-0 against teams with a losing record. They were 0-5 against teams with a winning record, and then they played a FCS team. So they lost to good teams, they beat bad teams, and that's sort of where that sort of tells the story of the season.
So, Adam, if I heard you right earlier here in our conversation, has Josh used up his mulligan? You think?
Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it. Yes, he's used his mulligan. And it's these things can turn too of where the blame goes, because for a little piece there, I think Nico got the blame because he's the 5-star, $1 million quarterback that left. But there's been fans now after this season that say, hey, you shouldn't have gone down that road. You shouldn't have paid a 5-star that kind of money. You should have got, a transfer quarterback. And the people are second guessing Josh Heupel a lot now, but I'll give him credit that he's actually taken action. He's changed his staff. He changed his offense somewhat over the off season. He developed his quarterback. That he just signed his best recruiting class he's had at Tennessee, his first top 10 class. So he's taking action to at least fix some of the problems.
If we've learned anything this go around, especially as dark as at least I was during the spring and heading into the season, I mean, we all had these Final Four teams back in July, right? Right, Adam? I mean, this college football is crazy right now.
Yeah, and I mean, you're so much of what I write these days is NIL and how all these budgets work and salary caps and transfer portal rules. And, I've done this for 25 years, and I never wrote about any of that years ago. And now so much of, following the sport is knowing all these rules and about, how money changes hands. And that's when you look at a team like a Texas Tech or an Indiana and say, wow, I can't believe that's happening. But it is, and that's how college football is changing.
Collective-wise, our NIL world, how healthy is that budget? I mean, I know it's hard to get those raw numbers, but how healthy do you think that that NIL collective, if I'm even saying it right, Adam, is for Tennessee?
I think Tennessee's a top 20. Yeah, we don't know those numbers. You can kind of read between the lines, and we see a lot of things behind the scenes. I think they're a top 20 spender. Are they a top 10? I'd say probably not at this point. Most every SEC school is pretty competitive in NIL, but it's changing a little bit now because, like, you have a Texas Tech that's a really high spender because of its donor base, specifically one donor. But then you've got Big Ten schools that have, enormous alumni bases and can generate a lot of money, and that's tilting things between the two conferences. But yeah, Tennessee's still a top 20 spender, I would say.
So, biggest question mark you've got going into the spring is what, or do you have a thought about that, Adam?
2 questions, one on each side of the ball. Who's the quarterback? Because we don't know. And how is Tennessee going to adjust to this scheme? Jim Knowles has a reputation of being a phenomenal defensive coordinator, but he also has a reputation of having a very complex scheme. There's a lot of growing pains year 1, and then it comes together in year 2. Tennessee didn't have that kind of time, which is why he brought some of his former coaches with him and why they're looking in the portal for guys that have played for him before. Speed up that process. So who's the quarterback? And I want to see if Tennessee can adjust quickly and learn this scheme so that it doesn't. So they don't have a mulligan year on the defensive side because, as you mentioned, Josh Heupel's already used his.
Adam, thank you so much for the knowledge. And yeah, this is a crazy time to follow college sports, and certainly appreciate the time, sir.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Y'all have a good one.
That was Adam Sparks. You can follow him on X at Adam Sparks for more information there for the Vols. But yeah, used up his mulligan. And I can think back to multiple conversations, Wes, that we've had with Jimmy Himes, where heading into the year, especially after the Nico story, 8
Jimmy
wins was the ceiling.
Yeah.
8 wins was the ceiling.
And he was right.
And yeah.
And so Jimmy Hines is the most accurate predictor of Tennessee football we ever talked to. Every year.
Yeah.
He called it the last 2 years he's been spot on.
The previous year he said this is a really good team. They're a playoff team.
I tell you, I didn't watch every Tennessee game.
Yeah.
I watched really all the Alabama Tennessee game and the Georgia.
I wonder
Tennessee
if Jimmy
game.
had called that. I don't know about
And
soft.
I watched some of the, but I didn't think they were soft in those games. That's what the point I was going to get to.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they played very hard and got after it. They just had holes.
And somebody has to land on the sword, and it was Tim Banks.
Right. I mean, but who knows what it's really for? Maybe it's for because he didn't evaluate some talent that they thought maybe he should. You know, you don't know what all was involved in that. Maybe it was just pressure because they had to fire somebody because it was bad. But I just don't. When the coaches give up control, it's TikTok before they're gone. Show me an example where it's not. Once they give up control and they don't have their people in there, it's just a matter of time before they're gone.
I'm thinking. I mean, I would like to believe that there is an example. I can't think of it off the top of my head, though.
Well, it's hard to because most coaches get fired. So the odds are on my side from the get-go.
Yeah.
But if you watch, I mean, you watch what happens at Auburn when they don't have control or give up control, it's not long. When you have Coach Dye's the last guy that really have total control. Now, they've had some really good teams because Auburn, it's a place a lot of people want to go. But to me, there's too many hands in the cookie jar. And even now, I think there's been hands in the cookie jar in this hiring. And I hope that I think they got a great coach, though. That guy can coach. Now, can he take all his players from UCF and go win in the Southeastern Conference on a weekly basis? I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting. And it's going to be interesting. I saw one of the Auburn players came back out of the portal today.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those guys end up back out of the portal?
I did see Ashton Daniels end up at Florida State, the former Auburn quarterback.
Well, Lagway's supposedly visiting there today or tomorrow.
Well,
said he's excited about visiting, ecstatic or something. He's, yeah. Well, they showed him the door, and so
the other bit of news in the Southeastern Conference, quarterback-wise, is Kenny Mitchie goes from Notre Dame to Kentucky. So I'm sure Wildcat fans are, at least you pulled a Notre Dame quarterback out for whatever that is worth. And Tennessee did land themselves an LSU offensive lineman today, and Ori Williams. That came official earlier today as well. Did Johnny hang, or
Johnny's still here with us?
256-576-4977. Ted gave up. Johnny, the floor is yours.
Hey guys,
how are you?
Grumpy, but it's okay. A couple of things. First of all, in the portal right now, there's about it seems like about 18 kids from every D1 program in the portal. There's 22 starting slots at every school. And just like shopping time, it's just like shopping season for your general manager. Need a quarterback, go to the portal, find you one. I mean, look, I work in NIL. I know that backwards and forwards. The base is the $20 million that's in the House settlement. The juice is what the collectors can bring in on top of that $20 million. So if you're a school like Ohio State and you can get another $30 million from your collective, then you got $50 million to play with. And what Indiana, what Texas Tech, what these schools are doing, they're going out and they're buying the right kids in the portal. Now,
Most
one of the
important
things I'd
thing.
like to see,
They think the right kids.
I'd like to see 2-year contracts I would like to see 2-year contracts implemented in NIL so that if you transfer, you're going to get a 2-year deal and you can't leave unless your coach is fired. That way we don't have a billion kids in the portal every year. I mean, it's just, and I would too like to see the window being open in April after spring football, not during this timeline here. And then last but not least, Wes, is something that's been bugging me now for the last bit. The 3-3-5 defense is great if you're running against an RP, a team that doesn't want to beat you up between the tackles. But if you run a two tight end offense, and you got only 6 men in the box, they got a hat for every hat. And you're going to have 5 D-backs trying to take down a running back, and it doesn't work. And we have got to get rid of this 3-3-5 scheme.
Well, they got to get rid of it when you got 2 tight ends, obviously. And there's ways to do that. Yeah.
I mean, Indiana, you think about the teams that have punched Alabama in the mouth over the last Florida State, Indiana, Vanderbilt a year ago. I mean, they rammed it down our throat. And we cannot afford another year of a 3-3-5 scheme getting our eyes beat out on the ground.
So,
I mean, you've got the greatest defensive mind in the history of the game sitting as your advisor. Tell him to teach Womack how to run a damn 4-3.
So,
right?
Well, Coach Saban was multiple. You have to be multiple, right?
Yeah, I get it. But
yeah, I see him in a 4-3 sometimes. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I mean, part of the problem, one of the guys transferring, number 4, against Michigan, against Oklahoma, they don't contain. They just let the guy run outside. I mean, that's part of the problem. Is these guys we're playing sometimes don't know what to do, and you can't do that. You can't give up 3rd and 20s either.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
But I'm telling you that
they gave up 3rd and 20 on a run.
The main problem we have.
Yards on a run.
I know it.
Yeah.
Let me say this though: you can't beat teams that have all 4, 5, and 6-year players with freshmen and sophomores.
Look, I don't disagree with that statement either. Indiana's done look. There are schools out there now in this new environment who know how to play the portal game. Ole Miss knows how to play the portal game. Indiana knows how to play. They brought in 25 people into this year's team from the portal.
Yep.
They stink in high school recruiting, but they don't care. They're going to wait going to wait for those SEC schools to groom these kids as backup players, and then go snatch them out of the portal.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what you see. I mean, look, there's a ton of talent available in the portal now. I mean, player movement is unrestricted, and some of it, it's like you said, they cannot sue these people because they will lose the antitrust. They don't have any way of restricting player movement.
Nope.
The only thing they can do is legislate it at the national level. And until Congress decides that, hey, it's a problem, which they don't, hell, they can't even balance the budget, much less try to figure out how to help the colleges with NIL. So that's not going to happen. So you got to learn how to play the new game. And I do think we can play. Look, anybody in the SEC can play the new game. But when you have, let's just say, a kid who's our second-string linebacker, he's a 4-star coming in, well, he looks around and he says, hey, I may not be able to be the starting guy at Alabama because I'm just not quite good enough. But if I went to Vanderbilt right now, they're willing to pay me good money to be the starter. And that's what's happening to the depth of Georgia. That's what's happening to the depth at Alabama. And that's why you see schools like Indiana, like Ole Miss, who may not have the recruiting money and budget, but they grab players from the portal, they plug and play, and they have good schemes, and they're successful.
It's hard to argue with one thing you said, that's for sure. I just don't think the defense is the problem. I think it's the maturity of the players. Especially when something bad.
That I'm wrong in that regard, Chris, because I'm sure he's not changing it. But in the first 2 years I've seen it, I've seen us bloodied by a ground and pound team, and we don't have an answer when they start cranking it up.
Well, I agree with that, and you have to find a way to adjust a little better than they have, no doubt. But it's hard when you don't have the run stoppers to put them in because they're playing at other schools. And that's what happens a lot of times. We had guys that were playing on first and second down they pull out on third down, and they want to play every down because that's the way to get drafted in the NFL. And there you go, and lies the problem. And that's why you got to recruit well, but you got to work the portal. The teams that aren't working the portal at all are Clemson.
Money.
Yes, and you got to spend the right money. And you can't. To me, I wouldn't be going after any freshmen or sophomores. I'd be going after the older guys because they know how to play hurt.
Well, I mean,
they know how to adjust during a game. They know all the things. They have you cannot. What you're buying is experience, and they know how to win.
Yep.
And you can watch a guy on tape, and he might be playing for a team that hadn't won a game, but you can watch him and see he knows how to win. He's playing winning football every down. I mean, hell, I graded a 90 in some of the games we lost. I mean,
I believe that
takes
Courtney
11.
Morgan and them have a great week. I think we have plenty of money at Alabama to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
I think the brand can still sell the brand. I think that we will finally see, if Ty moves on, which I fully expect him to move on, I think we'll finally see a Coach DeBoer quarterback running his offense. And I think you will see a much different dynamic than what you've seen with Ty or Jalen. And quite frankly, Trinidad Chambliss reminded me so much of Deshaun Watson against Clemson, having those Georgia linemen chasing him. Look,
hell, that was a defensive back.
Yeah, that was a DB.
That was their two best players. Those guys are going to be number one draft picks, so they couldn't catch them.
Like I said, those kind of guys are what he's got. And Keelan Russell is I believe the answer to what ails some of our offense. And I think he throws a pretty ball. He's going to have more talent at wideout than you've ever had at Alabama. And that's saying something when you look at the guys playing at the next level. But there is talent galore. I mean, you're going back to when you had Smitty and Judy and, and guys like that, which with Lozier and, and Sedarian and there's plenty of talent at wideout. And I really love what Crowell's going to bring to the table as a freshman. But like you said, they got the kid out of NC State as their RB2.
Yep.
I think the offense is going to be great. My biggest concern
is that three-man in front. You and Glanville.
Yep, you and Glanville.
I hate it when they rush three. But yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, he's you can't argue with much of what he says, in my opinion.
Rick Neuheisel going to join us at the top of the hour. Time to squeeze in a call or two. 256-576-4977.
Call in, Chris.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Injured in a car accident? Get the help you need. I'm Morris Lilienthal, a personal injury lawyer right here in Huntsville. I've personally helped over 4,000 clients with their injury claims. My firm, Martinson & Beeson, has been helping clients for over 80 years, and we have received over 300 five-star Google reviews. We know that injuries and accidents can be life-changing, and I'm here to help you navigate the entire process. Get in touch with me right now by visiting morristheattorney.com. There's no charge for our meeting. Again, that's morristheattorney.com. I look forward to helping you.
No representation is made. The quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
At Stella at 5 Points, living isn't just about having an apartment, it's about living artfully. Imagine waking up with the upscale feel of Atlanta or Nashville right here in the heart of Huntsville. Modern, stylish apartments, open layouts, stainless steel appliances, and resort-inspired amenities. Nestled in vibrant 5 Points, you'll enjoy walkability, parks, dining, and quick access to downtown without the chaos. Stella at 5 Points. Live artfully. Live Stella.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at the service department at Woody Anderson Ford. When you need service on your vehicle, whether it's a Ford or any other make, you want to get into Woody Anderson Ford, where their expert service technicians will get it diagnosed and repaired right away, the right way. And while you are there, check out all the new and pre-owned vehicles at Woody Anderson as well. They are ready to make you the best deal possible. Visit Woody Anderson Ford today.
Woody Anderson Ford on Jordan Lane in Huntsville, Hughes Road in Madison, and online at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
AL cert number 21014. As we flip the calendar to 2026, the holiday season may have left you a little short in the bank account, but Talon Heating and Air will not leave you out in the cold.
That's right. We're still offering free second opinions and service calls with repairs. In addition to that, we're offering up to $1,600 in TVA rebates.
Very easy to do. If you need that $1,600 rebate, all you got to do is
give us a call at 256-503-4490.
Talon Heating and Air, they're live, they're local, and you can find them online at
TalentHVAC.com.
Who doesn't need to save
$1,600?
Very easy to do. Again, Talent Heating and Air, the number and the web.
That's 256-503-4490 or TalentHVAC.com.
It's Talent Heating and Air. They're live, they're local. Give them a call today.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We stay warm as we head into the overnight. Temperatures only dropping into the mid and upper 40s. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky for your Wednesday. Once again, we are going to climb into the mid and upper 60s, dropping into the low 50s overnight. Overcast sky for your Thursday. Rain showers going to be possible. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 60s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Talking Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Back here with you on the drive. Full 2 hours here for you on a Tuesday. 256-576-4977, the telephone number. We'll have Rick Neuheisel here in about 10 minutes' time, breaking down the Final Four. You got ACC versus SEC, and then all Big Ten on the other side in Atlanta. That makes sense, doesn't it? Going to put the Big Ten teams in Atlanta and the ACC and the SEC teams in Arizona. Makes total sense. Jamie is hung up? Okay.
Yeah, they want to play our little reindeer games.
You know, they do that for hotel rooms because they get 1% of their hotel rooms. That's why I don't say that's why they do it, but they don't like it when Georgia plays.
Ends up in Atlanta.
Yeah, because all the rooms. Yeah.
Or you end up in a room next to the ice machine.
Yeah. No, they don't get rooms at all. They go home.
Yeah, they get to go home.
Yeah. So that's kind of like
I get that. Yeah. I do.
That's why they don't. So you would think you'd wait to see Indiana should be playing the closest to Indiana.
So,
which I guess Atlanta is. So.
Year 2 is now done for Kalen DeBoer in Tuscaloosa. After year 1, the word discipline kept getting brought up by you too.
Oh, 100%.
Is that no longer an issue?
Yes. I don't think it's an issue. Did you see stupid penalties?
No, I did not.
All year.
No, I didn't.
I know one guy got a penalty and it was borderline. He was all in his grill. And so if they played this type of football, not last year, but the year before last, because last year is last year now.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd have been in the playoffs. 100%. So, I think they lost how many? 32 people, I think.
That sounds right.
In the 30s.
Yeah, I thought it was 32.
Yeah, and off the Coach Saban's last team, not including the people that did graduate, so it was even more than that. They had 32 portal guys. So they, all we talking about in our last caller, he was actually 100% right. I couldn't argue about anything. The only thing I'll say is this team overperformed what I thought they were going to do.
I thought the ceiling was semifinal, but
I think they'd make the playoffs.
But you said you didn't even have them making in the playoffs.
Yeah, I didn't, and the reason why is they're so young, and the reason they made the playoffs, in my opinion, was the reason I thought they weren't,
because they were so young.
The defensive line was so young; they had all these injuries, and people were hurt, and then more people got hurt. And then the reason I think we couldn't protect the quarterback in the end.
Yeah.
In the end, the reason we didn't do better is we couldn't protect our quarterback. The reason we didn't win the Southeastern Conference, and that was a combination of us not being able to run the ball for multiple reasons, not be able to pass protect for multiple reasons. Is the offensive line part of it? Yes. But, your tight end gets blowed up on 4th and 2, which they shouldn't have gone for it anyway. I said that. So, but you can't ask a young guy, do something he's not capable of and then run right at him. It doesn't make sense.
Jamie, let's close out the hour with you. You've only got about a little over a minute here. How are you, Jamie?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
I want to say Roll Tide. One thing I want to talk about real quick, talking about Alabama defense, and I noticed this all year, and just see how you guys feel about this. But it seems like the one thing that they struggle with, I think, more than anything else, is actually being able to tackle. More of shoulder blocks than anything, but just no real form tackling whatsoever. Just get y'all's thoughts on that.
It's not just at Alabama that I saw that.
I saw some really big tackles during the year where the form tackle was perfect. But it's only when you're coming at it a different angle. They have taught a different way to tackle, and the reason is targeting.
That's right.
And so that some of the technique you see is not the same as we were taught. But I thought when they come head to head, we saw some 41 and 10 make some big time plays, big time tackles during the year. And I don't think we had but 2 targetings all year.
I'd have to look it up. That sounds right. Yeah. There wasn't many at all.
One was, or maybe it was 3, because I think he was the cornerback that got kicked off the team for drinking and driving. His dad played for Coach Saban. Trey Kirkpatrick. He had one.
Yeah.
It was a good hit too. But yeah, I think that's what you're seeing, and I see it too. And yeah, it's just they're having to teach it different because of the targeting rule. Because you can, if you try to put your head across now, and he cuts into you, and you duck your head at all, you're getting thrown out.
Yeah. Saw it in the FCS championship game last night, where a Illinois State player was trying to make a play, lowered his head.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Because the way they used to teach us is you put your head across, but if you put a head across, it naturally goes down, and so then when a guy cuts back, you end up hitting him with the crown of your head. You're gone. So that's why they teach it like that.
Rick Neuheisel joins us after this Sports Center update.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. A Super Bowl winning coach who averaged nearly 11 wins over the last 18 years is out of a job. 2 days after a loss to the AFC North rival Steelers that eliminated them from the playoffs, the Ravens fired John Harbaugh. Baltimore went into this season with Super Bowl expectations, started out 1-5, finished 8-9, missing the postseason for the first time since 2021. ESPN NFL insider Dan Graziano.
It has been difficult for the Ravens in recent years to have the kind of postseason success that they feel matches up with the rosters they have built. Last year, eliminated in Buffalo in a very disappointing fashion. The year before that, losing the AFC Championship game at home to the Kansas City Chiefs. Ravens, John Harbaugh, this has been a very long and very successful marriage. They did win a Super Bowl together, but, all good things do come to an end.
The agent for Harbaugh told ESPN's Adam Schefter within 45 minutes of his dismissal, he received calls from 7 NFL teams expressing interest in his client. There are 7 openings currently in the NFL, including Baltimore. Lions fired offensive coordinator John Moulton after one season. Head coach Dan Campbell took over offensive play calling duties from Moulton in Week 10. NHL Rangers put goaltender Igor Shesterkin on injured reserve and defenseman Adam Fox on long-term injured reserve. Both are dealing with lower body injuries. Baseball, U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has, for now, denied the A's request to trademark the name Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics. The team set to move to play in Vegas in 2028 was told the nickname Athletics was too generic and could be confused with other activities.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday from Cam Ward, Jackson Dart to Shador Sanders, we asked Mel Kiper Jr. how he would grade their performances after year one. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Back here with you. Some basketball has just tipped it up on ESPNU. Taking a look at South Carolina and LSU. Both teams looking for their first conference win, as that game just tipped it up and South Carolina scored on their first possession, so they now lead it 3-0 to start off there at the Maravich Assembly Center down there in Baton Rouge. The Final Four is upon us. Dan Orlovsky was a guest earlier today on Pat McAfee, had this to say about Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, the more I've watched Fernando, the more he reminds me just play-wise of Trevor Lawrence. Big, physical, athletic guy. I would say if you don't confuse him, like if you don't change the picture on him, if he has a pretty good idea what coverage you're in post-snap, he'll shred you. And that was one of the things that surprised me in the Rose Bowl was like how much zero coverage or man just Alabama lined up and played. And it was just catch and throw for him. He's too smart of a player, but it's been pretty impressive to watch his growth and kind of thriving this year. It's too early for me when it comes to like the legit study of these guys to say no brainer. Number one, he's obviously going to be in that conversation. And then I think for Dante, if you protect Dante Moore, he's Matt Ryan to me. Just so smooth. And I think that's the thing that happened last time they were out, Indiana out at Autzen, was just they made him uncomfortable. And he never allowed to play in rhythm. If you allow Dante to play in rhythm, he'll cut you up pretty good. And so that's the advantage that Indiana has. I'll be interested to see how Dante and that offense performs. Does it change his at least potential plans if he has them? I had heard yesterday from somebody that has some interest in it that they thought he was going, or felt confident that he was going to go. That's hearsay. And what that that group of people believe and whatnot. So we'll see. But I do think that both of them have really high-end potential to be first-round picks.
That is Dan Orlovsky earlier today on the Pat McAfee program, really diving into both. But you heard him mention about Alabama's defense and how they were matching up against Indiana offensively and how Mendoza was just able to carve it up. And there's no other way to put it, is just how much Fernando Mendoza just could do whatever he wanted.
All year long.
Struggled a little bit in the Penn State game, but they didn't play that way.
Well, he struggled in the Penn State game because they couldn't protect him.
Yeah.
Until the fourth quarter, and then he had one of the best throws and drives I've ever seen while under duress the whole fourth quarter.
Well, that last drive started out with a sack, and then they went right down the field. So
yes. Well, I mean, and here's what they were so good at. They were able to identify when the young players were in the game. Number 7 got burned twice for touchdowns. Went across they were identifying what the defense was and ran the perfect play for that defense against the youngest cover guy. It was actually brilliant, their game plan on offense on third down. Brilliant.
But it goes right into that storyline of can they beat Oregon twice in a year?
Well, they'll be the first team to do it. Yes, because it's hard to beat the same team twice, and we've always talked about that. Georgia's only 2 victories against Alabama's after they beat the first game in the last 12 years. So
yeah.
And you look what Ole Miss was able to do to Georgia to return the favor anyway.
Your playoff predictor odds has Indiana, your odds-on favorite to win the national championship. That's followed by Oregon. Then Miami. Ole Miss comes in with a 15% shot. But, I mean, even heading into the first round, Ole Miss, other than James Madison and Tulane, Ole Miss was hovering right above. And honestly, this storyline here with Ole Miss and the ever-changing atmosphere around college football makes me wonder whether or not Lane did the right thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, Lane's Lane. He'll screw it up. I mean, look. I'm reading this right now. Recap of Ole Miss transfer portal signings so far.
Mm-hmm.
Re-signed quarterback Trinidad Chambers.
If he's available.
Yeah. Re-signed Keywan Lacey today. Re-signed Edge Principal. He's number 1 anyway. I can't say his last name. Re-signed Centurion Perkins, I thought he would go pro. Re-signed defensive tackle Will Eccles, who's one of their best players. Re-signed offensive lineman Bruce Sanders. Re-signed cornerback Antonio Kite. He used to play at Alabama.
That's right.
And Auburn. He's one of the ones.
That's right.
Re-signed Jalen Braxton, cornerback. Re-signed safety LD Clardy. Re-signed kicker who's Lucas Carnero, who put the dagger into Georgia. Said that for you. Re-signed
appreciate that.
The punter Oscar Bird. Re-signed defensive tackle Jamarius Brown. Then they signed Chris Jones. Signed defensive tackle Mikael Borio. Defensive tackle Jaheim Otis, who used to play at Alabama.
That's right.
That big guy. He's from Mississippi, I believe. Signed defensive back Sharif
Wasn't
Gibson.
he at Colorado this past year?
Yeah. Linebacker Keaton Thomas. And DB Jay Crawford from Auburn, who's a really good player.
Yeah, he is.
So they're killing it.
It does make me wonder.
So
there's no doubt
they're playing the song "Do You Like Me Now?" How do you like me now? It has Pete Golden's name on it. The truth be known, listen, Lane Kiffin has won everywhere
He has.
So it's hard to say that he's not a good coach. Lane Kiffin can't get out of Lane Kiffin's way, though. And if you know anything about the program at Ole Miss, Pete Golden did most of the recruiting and entertainment of the players. That's not Lane Kiffin's Lane Kiffin is busy being Lane Kiffin. Right? And he's an offensive design genius. He is, no question. But we've seen how the offense performed while he's been gone. It's been pretty good. But don't. The guy calling the plays has been with Lane Kiffin.
He was at FAU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he's been with Lane a long time.
And he is really good friends with my son. They're not kind of close. They're real close. But he calls all the plays and has been calling all the plays for the last 2 years.
I think Lane's can spot talent, can get a team together. This is just a special deal. His best team at Ole Miss wasn't this year, it was last year.
It's not even close. They had one returning starter on defense. Uno.
And that's what made me think this team was going to take a step back.
Well, but what happened is they had a fortuitous schedule.
They did. They
didn't play anybody tough till they played
Georgia.
Well, I mean, Arkansas is a tough team, even though the record was bad. They lost a lot of close games. But they got better every
week. The Oklahoma win was really impressive. That fourth quarter.
Yeah, but they got better. They keep getting better. They're just now hitting their stride. I'm telling you, that was
in the second half defense against Georgia. Oh, that was really impressive. LSU Lynch is called in. Apparently, you've got time to call in too right now. 256-576-4977. How are you, Lynch?
Fun. How are y'all?
We're good.
Happy New Year to you, Wes.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well.
Well, let me ask you something. Why the hell y'all got to go up and screw what we're doing now on 97.7 with the show? What going on? I mean,
we haven't moved an inch right here.
Well, y'all are coming. You moved.
We didn't move
from 10 to 12. You moved the Yankee man from 10 to 12.
We sure did. Yeah.
From 12 to 10.
Yeah.
10 to noon. Yeah. He needs time. He needs more time to go fishing.
Oh, is it? Because,
we got tired of him eating on the show.
Well, look
is that why he made Bob Elmhauer cook early today?
Yeah, sure did.
Hey, look here, Wes Yankee man. Oh, I get to eat a regular lunch, and I get to do this and this right now. Yeah. Oh, okay, man. Okay. It's all about you. But look here, why are y'all hating on Lane so much? I mean,
I don't think we're hating on Lane.
What did we say? I said he's brilliant. Did I not say that? Is that hating on him?
But no, the question I'm asking, Lynch, is in this different atmosphere of college football where maybe in the past you couldn't win a national championship at Mississippi, now you can. And they certainly are the last team standing in the Southeastern Conference and are playing the best. So you have that shot at Ole Miss when before you did not.
Well, look here. Look what Indiana has done.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to hate on the ass whooping. You hear me? But here's my thing. We keep talking NIL and how it's destroying. But look at these other programs that are having success. I mean, why did LSU let Suck Kelly come down there and drain us of money and make us have no freaking offense? Okay?
So
I'm glad you brought that up.
How much money have they spent?
I had a story yesterday. Where is it? This is from
and
NOLA.
I want to know how much did you send them?
NOLA did a story late last week on how much money LSU has just spent on football coaches that either are currently coaching or formerly coaching. And I texted it to Moscona, and he said accurate. $162 million. This is just in the last calendar year for football coaches. Not an operating budget. $162 million between Lane Kiffin, Brian Kelly. There was one more payment for O in December. And then Lane Kiffin's new deal as well that kicked in $162 million.
Yeah, and every time Ole Miss wins, he gets paid money, not from Ole Miss, but from LSU. So
got $500,000.
That, but look at you asked me how much money I said. Look here, I went back to back as a winner on the trifecta. I got two $25 gift certificates to Corleo's. I mailed them to him. And I paid overnight shipping.
The chimichangas are fantastic.
If you send them those in a senorita, two Corleos and a senorita.
See.
Yeah, you make him happy.
Yeah, look here, I'm going to make you laugh. Thank you for taking my phone call. I'll see you.
We love you, Lance. Thank you. LSU Lance.
This is just, I mean, Lane Kiffin. It's
Feinbaum's after him again. Did you see that?
Oh goodness, he's always after him. That's never going to change.
It's going to be interesting to watch.
Paul ain't running for office either, so he's got something to do.
That saved everybody a lot of money.
256-576-4977, the telephone number. With the way Miami played against Ohio State, especially defensively, but after seeing what Ole Miss did to Georgia in the second half as well, I don't know how to size up that matchup in particular. I think it's pretty clear who the better quarterback is, and I'm not just sitting here banging on Carson Beck, but what Trinidad Chambliss did in the Sugar Bowl.
Well, I think but this game to me is about matchups. Okay, making Miami. Ole Miss has to make Miami drive the field. No big plays, right? They got to keep number 10 and their receivers from making ridiculous plays. Special teams, same thing. But they have to figure. They got to be able to control number 4 on the pass rush and not be in obvious pass situations. And they've been able to do that because they move Trinidad around. They roll him out. They won't just. He's not just a pocket passer. And
kicker's a weapon. I mean,
the punter, the kicker, everybody does their job, and you don't have to worry about it so far this year. But it only takes one game, right? This is a big game for both schools. Both schools weren't supposed to be where they are.
No,
and here they are. So. And we're going out to Phoenix to find out who's going to win. So, but
that's a really cool story in regards of your family being a part of so many championship runs.
It's absolutely crazy.
And then here we go with Wesley
again,
and it's.
I mean, this will be Wesley's 7th or 8th semifinal game.
Really,
as something crazy. It's nuts.
Wow. I didn't add that up in my head.
And here's the other thing. At Alabama, they set school winning records.
That's right.
At FAU, they set
winning records. Ole Miss.
At Maryland, they set winning records. Yeah.
He was there, 2 years?
2 years, yeah. And then at the same at Ole Miss, they've lost one home game since he's been there in 3 years.
That was to Kentucky.
And they missed a field goal at the end of the game, but they should have. They went for it the whole game. What happened though? The way they got beat is the way Kentucky scored on 4th down. They had 4th and 12 from the 19. They got that on the drive, and then somebody hit the tight end, caught a ball. Somebody hit them. The ball went up in the air. The running back caught it, ran a touchdown. That's how they scored. On 4th down again. It was 4th down again. So it was, but the bottom line, if Lane kicks field goals in that game, they win. The difference from this year and last year was Lane kicked his field goals in the first quarter.
I mean, right out of the gate in the game at Kentucky, he was kicking field goals and
yeah. I don't know if he listens to the show or not, but I didn't talk to him personally.
Well,
yeah. I didn't want to give Wesley a heart attack.
I'm sitting here trying to bring up the bathroom incident.
Yeah,
I am well versed with Lane Kiffin in terms of explosive plays.
you need to put a tape with when he went to the Owls.
Challenge with playing a really good team that's very physical and it runs the ball really well, and played great defense last year and in the first game, and limit explosive plays and
limit explosive plays.
As a team. So
you just roll right into it there, Coach.
Well.
Brought to you by Imodium.
First question is going to come from Steve Moulton at WZVN.
Of course it is. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate that. The gift that keeps on giving. Yeah. And I had to sit there and answer the question. No, I was not in the bathroom. No, it was.
Yeah, he was. That didn't sound like he was in the bathroom. We'll see if if he's able to turn. Well,
I think the odds are in favor of Lane because of everywhere he's been, he's won. But to just have all the pieces fit just right for a national championship.
Yeah.
This to me is harder in college football than it's ever been. And Ole
Miss
can't
make mistakes.
Ole Miss has that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think Indiana Ole Miss would be an awesome national championship game, but Oregon is right there and fully capable, and so is Miami. So it is in this regard, NFL seeping into the college football landscape of
seeping.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, it's here. It's here.
Seeping. It's worse than the NFL, in my opinion.
It's here. 256-576-4977. Gary Danielson, who ended his television career in the Sun Bowl, and he had something to say about the state of the game. He was on the Dan Patrick Show a couple of days ago. I'll let you know what Gary had to say on his thoughts surrounding college football on the other side. Let's take our first time out here in hour number 2. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at the service department at Woody Anderson Ford. When you need service on your vehicle, whether it's a Ford or any other make, you want to get into Woody Anderson Ford, where their expert service technicians will get it diagnosed and repaired right away, the right way. And while you are there, check out all the new and pre-owned vehicles at Woody Anderson as well. They are ready to make you the best deal possible. Visit Woody Anderson Ford today.
Woody Anderson Ford on Jordan Lane in Huntsville, Hughes Road in Madison, and online at woodyandersonford.com.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Need tough equipment you can count on? Christopher Equipment has you covered. Whether it's air compressors, trenchers, bucket lifts, concrete tools, generators, skid steers, and more. Serving you with locations in Tullahoma, Shelbyville, Manchester, Fayetteville, and Hazel Green. Christopher Equipment. From job site to backyard, rent or buy, Christopher Equipment delivers the tools you need when you need them. Call 931-455-3900 or visit christopher.equipment today. Christopher Equipment, powering your project. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Talking Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Just under 10 minutes left to go first half down at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. South Carolina 30, LSU 10. So that donation by LSU Lynch did not go to the basketball program down there in Baton Rouge. It's still early. There's still 30 minutes to go in that contest, but an early statement by the Gamecocks, 30-10. We'll have Alabama Vanderbilt coming up tomorrow night. Excited about that one. Really excited about that one. Early big test for the Crimson Tide on the road up there in Music City. 256-576-4977. Talking a little Final Four action with you'll be able to hear both games right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. That's just an attention getter there for you. Linda is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you?
I'm doing well. My husband and I listen all the time, and we love your show.
Thank you.
And I had a question about something that I read today. Did either of you read Clinton Dix's comment about the transfer portal?
Actually, my brother came and read it to me. But did you see that, Steve?
No, I didn't.
Basically, he said that there's that the people in the that the people in the portal are not. I guess he's not too worried about them. Can you say that? Do you have it in front of you?
No, but I think he said something about we need people who produced and they weren't they weren't the kind of people that had enough production, and he even said something like look at the names of the people in the portal, watch the film, and then you tell me, because I'm going to be here all day.
Yeah, they said they don't need potential, they need production.
All I did was Google Clinton Dix portal, and the first thing that popped up in my AI overview is referring to comments made by former Alabama football player and current director of player development, challenging fans who were upset about their players entering into the transfer portal, urging them to watch the tape and focus on the production, not just the potential. As Alabama experienced significant departures has Alabama significant departures in early January of 2026.
I mean, could you say it's significant? Because some of them have either been starters or are starters, but
that's the AI overview there.
I mean, but you need to.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like you see the models that are winning, and the models that are winning is to keep the guys from going to the NFL that can be drafted but are going to be second or third round draft picks, to try to get them to be number one draft picks, get those guys to stay, and then take everybody else's best seniors and juniors or people like Caleb Downs that are going to be great football players, and not you don't necessarily want second team all conference players. You want first team all conference players and first team all Americans. That's how you're going to win championships. And that's what Ohio State and Indiana this year have done. So
he was somewhat accurate, at least in his comment.
Well, he would know more. So I watch tape, but I don't watch film. Cut ups. I don't. I wish I had that.
We don't have the access to the all 22 either.
They can press a button and say, okay, what does this guy do on 3rd and 10? And in different circumstances, they can watch every play from a push of a button all year long. Or they can go to that last year. They can do all kind of things. It's incredible, the systems they have. And so they can sit there and watch against what he did against and then they can even say against which teams and break it down and do that really fast and watch it. And they have people doing that. They're scouting their players, and they're scouting everybody else's players. They have a whole department at all these schools that do it. My brother's son is at Georgia doing it right now.
Wow.
And they write reports on all these people, just like the NFL. It's amazing.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much. Y'all keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
256-576-4977. Gary Danielson had this to say on the state of college football as a whole, as he is now a retired individual, no longer calling games with CBS, as the Sun Bowl was his final game. I think that was Arizona State and Duke, I want to say. I watched a lot of that game on CBS.
It used to be, unless you had a major conglomerate around you, when you started was through ESPN. And now guys like you or Pat McAfee or people starting podcasts, they have the freedom to go out there and build their own brand and do what they have to do. And I thought college football kind of got stuck where all the great players were gravitating to 8, 10, 12 schools. I remember I did a seminar at CBS maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and they asked us to pick our top 10 going into 2019 or something like that. And I went and sought out the old Life magazine when they had their Sports Illustrated preseason top 10 from the year I graduated from high school. And 8 of the 10 teams were the exact same 10 teams that were preseason this year. And I put it up as my top 10, and there was a team that didn't belong. And they go, "What are you doing?" I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I put the wrong one up." I think it's better now. Is it perfect? No. But here's another thing. Because there's more money in it, basically, more of these athletes are training harder. They're getting individual teachers. They're going out and having 7-on-7 leagues. And there's just a lot more players that were stuck in Division II or in the MAC that are now getting their chance to go to these major colleges that we watch on TV. They're not all bad football players. I mean, Trinidad Chambliss, great example. My buddy covered him in high school football when he was in the state championship and said he was good, but not ready for Michigan. Well, he went to Ferris, put in a couple more years, and look where he is now. So I just feel there's more opportunity. And I think it's better than having Georgia, Texas, Ohio State having 3 good quarterbacks and 6 good offensive tackles, that those guys spread out. So I don't think there's that much bad about it.
It is definitely getting spread out. It is. So that is a little State of the Union there from Gary Danielson. Steve from Tennessee is called in. How are you, Steve?
Hey, I'm doing good. This is not on topic with what Gary Danielson was just talking about, but back to Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Alabama early in the season did a lot of the, maybe they call it trick plays or gadget plays or whatever, but where they used linemen in the backfield. But toward the end of the year, it'd be, 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 or some situation where you would think a tush push kind of play would have been effective. Certainly was effective earlier on. We didn't even try that. I don't know why we got away from that. And I was just curious what Wes might have to say about that.
That's a good question. I hadn't really thought about it. Well, I have thought about it. I'm like, if you're going to go for it on 4th and 2, why are you running a vert?
A little end around.
Yeah, when on 4th down, everybody's coming straight. Nobody's reading anything.
The old jet sweep.
Yeah, the old jet sweep and the you got to avoid the tight end getting knocked back.
East and west.
Yeah,
East and west.
I don't know. That's a good question. I thought I liked most, even the Georgia game. I thought the game plan was fine. I don't think we adjusted very well in the Georgia game. Took too many risks and ended up getting killed. Same thing. But I didn't like the game plan against Indiana. I thought that it's like they wanted to prove that we could run the ball. So we ended up running on 1st, 2nd down and being 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. At this point of the season, you are who you are. You can't change.
Yeah.
And you were able to win doing that. They were throw the ball for running plays. And I just thought they kind of just talked them in themselves, and they're too good a team. Couldn't stop them on 3rd down when you had the chances. And you give them the ball. When they scored after that, we went forward on 4th down in our own territory.
Yeah,
I thought we never gained the momentum until Ty got the 1st down and he fumbled the ball. He hadn't fumbled the ball.
Right.
I don't think we've been blown out like we were. But
I agree with you. I don't think we would have won the game, but I think it would have been closer. But let me say, you just touched on something. I spent a big part of my life in the Navy. And one of the best pieces of advice I ever got kind of goes in line with what you just said. When my first CEO looked me in the eyeballs and said, "Never believe your own fitness reports." I understood what he meant. He kind of said the same thing that Saban says when he starts talking about the rat poison. You get full of yourself and then you screw up. But I want to ask you one more question. Ty Simpson, when we had Grubb on the sidelines particularly, it seemed to me like, man, he was looking for affirmation on every play. He'd be looking and looking and looking and looking. You drain that clock down to 1 or 2 seconds. And there's no doubt about when the snap's going to happen. You're just sitting on go. And he has a habit of doing that, even when Grubb went back upstairs, which I thought was helpful. He still, waited a lot of times till he smoked the whole clock, and there was no mystery about the snap count. And I think that hurt us. Well,
I think that so I hear mostly secondhand things from, the people, one of the guys I used to talk to all the time and knew everything was going on passed away. But he, to me, what's happening is they're trying to get the perfect play. I mean, when we played, we had check. Everybody has checks, right? But the least you got to have plays you run against everything, right? Especially on 1st and 2nd down. You have to have plays you want to run. They don't care if you put everybody up on the line of scrimmage. You got to be able to run a play, and it didn't feel like we could do that. And I thought part of it was the offensive line's fault. Part of it was the running backs. I mean, I've talked about that yesterday, how you got to make a man miss. You can't block. There's 2 people unblocked on every play, right? The one for the guy running the ball and one for the quarterback.
Right.
So, and that's why and they weren't able to make a guy miss. When do you see an Alabama guy make a guy miss this year, running back?
The only play that I can remember where that was really happening was when Jam ran about 20 yards and he got called back for some penalty. I can't remember what game it was in, but it was one of the prettiest runs I saw him make the whole season, and it got called back.
Well, I thought he played very well until after. I felt like he played very well until the Missouri game, and he got knocked out.
Vanderbilt game, I thought was his best game.
Yeah, and he played well in parts of the Auburn game as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, guys, I appreciate your show, and I'll hang up and let somebody else get in. But I appreciate talking with you.
Thank you for calling.
256-576-4977, the telephone number. As for some notes here for you, Miami is 0-4 all-time in Fiesta Bowls. Most recently, the 2003 national championship game when they lost to Ohio State in that pass interference game.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
Yeah. Miami is 1-2 all-time against Ole Miss. Most recent meeting, October 26th, 1951.
Like that matters.
It's been a little bit. Ole Miss has won 7 straight since losing to Georgia back on October the 18th. And Ole Miss has scored at least 30 points in 8 straight games. That's the longest single-season streak in program history and the longest active streak in the FBS. The last SEC team with a single streak of 9+ games was Georgia. Back in 2021, they did that 11 times in a row on their way to a national championship. As for Trinidad Chambliss, we all know he's seeking his second straight national championship, led Ferris State to the title in 24. Did not begin the season as the starting quarterback. In fact, there is a new home for Austin Simmons. Did you see where Austin Simmons
I have not.
ended up? And Missouri is the new home.
He's a good quarterback.
For Austin Simmons. Pete Golding was promoted to head coach on November 30th. After Lane Kiffin took the LSU job. Just some news and notes here for you. Both teams in their CFP debut, excluding the inaugural 2014 playoff, won by Ohio State, the only team to win the national championship in its CFP debut, is LSU in 2019. And I'm telling you, that 2019, we had in my opinion, two generational teams go back to back. LSU in 19 and Alabama in 20. And I know it's a little bit of a cloud over that 20 year because it was COVID. But I'm telling you, at least from what I saw, LSU in 19, Alabama in 20 are two of the better teams I've ever seen play college football. And depending on how Indiana ends up, they could join that conversation, in my opinion. As for Oregon and Indiana, Oregon is 2-2 all-time against the Hoosiers. Only loss this season came against Hoosiers back on October the 11th. They've won 8 straight since then. Oregon has never played in the Peach Bowl, while Indiana is 0-2. I actually do remember the 1988 Peach Bowl. This is back when they played at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. It would always be really bad weather. Always. It would just be drenched in rain, it felt like, with the Peach Bowl back in the day. Lost the 88 Peach Bowl and also lost the 90 Peach Bowl. Dan Lanning has a career winning percentage of 88%. He is 48-7. He is 48-7, the highest among active FBS coaches. Ryan Day is second at 87%. Kirk Cignetti is 25-2 at Indiana. The 25's wins are tied with Kalen DeBoer in a 2-year span, matching Kalen's total when he was the head coach at Washington through the first 2 seasons there for the Huskies. Indiana is the 3rd team in Big Ten to win its first 14 games, joining 23 Michigan, who finished 15-0, and Ohio State back in 2002, who finished 14-0. Now, Indiana can become the 2nd team in major college football history to finish a season 16-0. The only other team to make that mark, 1894 Yale. So there you go. Indiana this year and 1894 Yale. Anyway, there was also some crazy stat of had Alabama lost to Oklahoma Bama hadn't lost to the same team in a same year since 1893. So, anyway, college football is a tad bit different.
Tad.
Yeah. But the Big Ten is guaranteed a team in the national championship game. And our boy, who just loves college football, Colin Cowherd.
And the harsh truth to all you traditionalists, of which I am not one, you are and you were wrong. Dead wrong. Conference realignment, NIL, transfer portal. What a glorious new world we live in. It's more even. It's more unpredictable. Alabama can't stack a roster. Either can Georgia or LSU. There are more paths to viability now. We had a 15-year run on this sport, maybe 20, where at this time of the year, it was Georgia, it was Ohio State, it was Alabama, it was Clemson. You choose that? Give me more. Miami, Indiana, Oregon, Ole Miss. I mean, I love it. In fact, to put a stamp on it, in the last 3 years, the Big Ten 4-0 head-to-head against the SEC.
He loves to just poke at it. He just
Cowherd.
Yeah. He just. So there is a large part of me that would like to see Ole Miss play either of the Big Ten teams.
Well, yeah. I guess I'll be going to.
Well, no. I know you have a clear rooting interest in said game coming up on Thursday. All right, final timeout. By the way, LSU's basketball program, they're in some trouble as South Carolina is how was that not a foul? South Carolina is up 45-19. I said 45-19. Oh, they just scored a 3 there in the quarter. It's 45-22 now with 2.5 minutes left to go before halftime. That's a home game for LSU. South Carolina is shooting awfully well in the first half. Auburn plays tonight. I'll have a scoreboard update for you on the other side. College hoops in full swing.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
Hey there, everybody. Bob Baumhauer here, letting you know that we understand that times are tough and we truly believe value matters. So, by popular demand, we brought back our Inflation Bites menu featuring scratch-made meals that will make the whole family smile, and your wallet too. Menu items start at just $7.99, and any entree comes with a free beverage. Try our classic tailgate burger for just $8.99, or our hearty Bam Bam chicken platter for $9.99. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, Maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he can take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We stay warm as we head into the overnight. Temperatures only dropping into the mid and upper 40s. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky for your Wednesday. Once again, we are going to climb into the mid and upper 60s, dropping into the low 50s overnight. Overcast sky for your Thursday. A rain shower is going to be possible. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 60s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Attention, attention, may I have the camp's attention?
Your home of the college football playoffs.
Playoffs?
Is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Playoffs? Playoffs?
Winding down a Tuesday edition of The Drive. Good to hear from everybody out there. Final call for phone calls, 256-576-4977, the number to be a part of the program. We don't talk a ton of NFL, but one thing that I could not help but notice, I mean, how long have we had the debate between Mac, Jalen, and Tua? Well, Tua, in particular, told the Palm Beach Post Joe Shad, questioning on his future with Miami, I'd be good with a trade, end quote. I mean, the money that the Dolphins guaranteed, it's a 4-year contract for $212 million after the contract extension just a year ago. Rich Eisen had this to say about Tua and the Dolphins.
It's obvious when they bunch him for the final 3 games of the season, it's like, we're done here because, you know, we'll figure out if we aren't done here. But one way that we would definitely not be done here with you is if you get hurt right now and we're forced to keep you. Remember, that's what kept Garoppolo around on San Francisco is he got surgery and they were pissed about it until they needed him again. And then he stuck with the team anyway. And that's what led to the Purdy year. So I can't, I mean, he's so expensive. It would have to be somebody who falls so in love with him. And he's a lovable guy in terms of, you know, his personality, but the issues that appeared out of his play this year just finally caused his relationship with McDaniel to be viewed through the lenses of the coach glasses, that he had to put his personal feelings for Tua aside and basically say, we're done. We're going to see what Quinn Ewers can do and what the new general manager may say.
Well, I happened to watch that game that he played. It was awful. He played awful. He really did. He didn't look like the same guy. But you got to remember, this is a guy that led the league in passing 3 years ago. Led the league in passing. So, I mean, I think he can go somewhere and win. I really do.
It's strange because that debate of Tua, Jalen, and Mac, to me, the guy, at least eyeball-wise, that had the most talent to me was Tua.
No question. No question. For all I know, he's hurt. That's what you don't know. I mean, you can have a pull muscle in your back and affect you. I mean, it's just
there's no kidding.
Yeah. So you just don't know.
And the concussions.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think that's the issue.
No,
I
don't think that. But I mean, that's always, at least in the back of my mind, is the
everybody
concussions.
gets hurt. There's always something different. He hadn't had a concussion in 3. This will be his 3rd year, I think.
Is it? I was wanted to say 2,
well,
but
maybe it's yeah. But he just, the game I watched, he was getting rid of it as fast as he could and damn the torpedoes, and he played awful. I mean, I watched. I go, who's this?
there was a part of me surprised that McDaniel did not get the axe on Black Monday as well. But they have kept Mike McDaniel as head coach there for the Miami Dolphins. But it again implores me, once again, as a Falcon fan, to go back and say, please hire Harbaugh.
Well, so I was reading Harbaugh's had 6 teams contact him already.
I believe it. I believe the Falcons better be first in line there for me.
They got to get rid of their coach first.
Oh, they did. They did. That's.
Oh, well then, yeah, they're
general manager gone, head coach gone.
Well, how many head coaches they had the last 5 years?
Oh gosh,
3.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, we could play a good old bingo game of former Falcon head coach or not a former Falcon head coach. That's all right if you just tell me who's on the line there, partner.
I'll tell you what, let's talk to Ray from Madison.
How you doing, Ray?
Hey, pretty good. I just wanted to say real quick about the 2020 Bama team. One of the unique things about it is that year they only played conference games.
That's right. That's right. And I remember going into that year, Ray, it was nobody's going to go undefeated because it's nothing but conference game. I'll never forget that.
Right. And nobody could say, well, Alabama played cream puffs here and there or whatever. And also, just real quick, I know y'all got to sign off, but even though with everything changing, I still think if even the cream of the crop in the Big Ten played SEC schedules, you know, instead of the tune-up games they play, then they get up for the end of the year. I don't know. I'm just I could be wrong.
No, I think Caleb Downs said it perfectly of the difference between the SEC and the Big Ten. And
it's every week.
It's every week in the SEC and the Big Ten. It's 4 or 5 good teams.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, there you go. I mean, what if Alabama? I mean, they haven't put together 4 quarters of football this year, but if they played the likes of Wisconsin week in and week out, then they had to get up for 2 or 3 games at the end of the year. I mean, that's a different story. And you can say the same about Notre Dame. But anyway, I know the landscape's changed, but as bad as Bama looked, I'm thinking to myself, what if they had a running game and they could play full 4 quarters? I wonder how far they would have went, but maybe we'll find out next year. Nevertheless, you guys do a great job, and I hope you all both have a great evening.
Thank you.
You as well.
Thank you,
Thanks
Ray.
for calling.
It is at halftime. South Carolina leads at LSU 50-25. Also in college basketball, Georgia's on the road at Florida. Florida coming off of an L on the road against Missouri. They are leading Georgia at halftime, 41-40. The score there. Later on tonight, you're going to get Texas at Tennessee, and then Texas A&M at Auburn. And I think that game's on the SEC network, but I'm going to look forward to watching Auburn against Texas A&M. And then we've got a bunch of games coming up tomorrow, including Alabama and Vanderbilt, which we'll dive into big time coming up tomorrow here on the program.
And if you're following us over on WZZN TV, as soon as we're done here in just a couple minutes, we'll right back and look at the Havoc Hour. It's been going on right now.
That's right. That's
I'll
right.
visit with our friend Joe Hunk and John Abraham.
That's right.
Interviewing. They're over at the BBC tonight. So
That's right. The skills competition is going on tonight.
I saw the mascots out there warming up earlier when I checked on them. And so
there is also a crazy rumor, because we always love pushing crazy rumors.
Absolutely.
That Travis Kelce is going to be the new head football coach of the Cleveland Browns. I can think of a certain talk show host from 10 to noon who would love that. Just love that.
Just shake it
because you could get Travis
as much as
Kelce.
he loves 10 to noon.
Yeah.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Exactly. You get your Taylor Swift and your Cleveland Browns. I mean,
Hey, don't
that
mess
is
with
the
my tay-tay.
home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right there. It's all right there. Just waiting on you there, Browns.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.